Okay, I think we're live once again, yes. Hi, welcome to my daily Facebook Live. My name is Barry Selby. If you're joining me in the replay, I'm getting started right away, and if you're joining me live, you'll be coming along as you come along. Today's topic is something that's been brewing for a while, and it actually is part of a friend of mine. I had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier about some work she's doing, and so I wanted to put this on the table and inspire you with it. So thanks for joining me. Glad you're here. And if you're watching the replay, you can also put comments in below, by the way. This is a live broadcast, and we'll also have space putting comments below as well. So if you have any questions, comments, please do them below. If you want to say hi, so be it. But I want to go deep today. This is one of my daily broadcasts. Again, my name is Barry Selby. This is my daily Facebook Live, which is called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. Today's topic, which is number 83 in an ongoing series, is Are You Afraid of Love? This was something that got inspired in a conversation with a friend of mine, who's an amazing teacher and guide as well. We have parallel paths but different perspectives on it because of our backgrounds and also what we bring to the table. We're different physically for a start. She's a woman, I'm a guy, but different angles too. But this conversation, this thought was in the back of my head, and I want to talk about it today. So thanks for coming in, and hopefully you'll participate in this conversation. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. If you watch the replay, I'll answer them afterwards as well. And if I don't get a chance to answer them live, I'll also answer the comments afterwards as well. And this will be on YouTube later on if you want to watch it there. Let me introduce myself, by the way. I just jumped right in. My name is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship strategist. That's the word I'm using lately. I'm a passionate champion for the divine feminine, helping strong, successful women find balance and success in love, life, and business. Today's topic speaks to women and to men, so it's an inclusive conversation, so feel free to jump in if you wish. And it's about, are you afraid of love? Actually, I'm not sure if I said it was afraid to love or of love. Either one's going to count. There are many people I know out in the world, dating, loving relationships, who are actually afraid to be in love. They're actually in relationships that are safe because they knew somehow going in they would be that loving wasn't required of them to express. Like they could go into a relationship, play safe, be in the nice place, but to really open up. Now let me put on the table what I mean when I'm talking about love in the deeper context. When I mean, are you afraid of love? Meaning, are you afraid to be completely open, vulnerable, transparent in love? Or do you love through a filter or a lens or a mesh, as it were, of protection? Many of us, in fact, let me show you this, by the way. Well, actually, fear is the opposite of love. I would say apathy is the opposite of love. At least in relationships it is. I'm going to put this on the table now because this is my way of putting myself out there. This is going to come in handy probably tomorrow. It may be Friday, but probably tomorrow, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Because the reason why I'm speaking to this conversation about afraid of love is that many people out there, in fact, what I read is that 1 in 5 children have been abused, sexually abused, by the time they are 10, I think it is, which is insane. There's actually a group of men, a guy in Australia I think started it, I have to go back and read the article. They started a group called the Painted Man. No, this is not Can You Cure for Love with a Green Nail Polish. This actually represents something. My intention is, and I'll share about it, if I do this I'll share about it tomorrow, if not the day after. There's a website called thepaintedman.com, and it's a fundraising site, and it's a awareness raising site about child abuse. And quite a few of my friends, actually, I'm grateful I didn't go through this myself, but quite a few of my friends, male and female, mostly female, and clients as well, have suffered through physical, emotional, mental, or sexual abuse when they were younger. That tends to put the fear into you of not trusting other people. So your ability to be transparent and open to love, as I mentioned earlier, is much harder to do when you are basically needing to protect yourself all over energetically for fear of being hurt again, which I totally understand. But I want to speak to this point because I want to give you, if you are in this place, a beacon of hope. and I'll mention, if I forget by this, remind me about this. I'll mention what this is about at the end, because it's part of this but different. For those of you who know me, I'm very passionate about supporting women and helping them be respected, honored, and in their feminine, especially expressing their gifts in the world. I'm actually leaning towards putting out a program, and in fact, I may even do a summit. That's what's coming up in November. Yeah, this thing's already come together, which will be about feminine divinity inspired, because this is my passion. There's a mission in here. But below that is also the recognition, or above that, when you look at it, is women out in the world, particularly, many of them been wounded and hurt emotionally and sexually, so physically, in earlier parts of life, which makes the ability to love freely and openly impacted or even blocked by the pain that's in the way inside. So what I want to speak to really, and this is going to be a regular broadcast, it should only be 10-15 minutes at most, unless questions take me longer, it's up to you, is to really talk about what's possible, and to remind you that the pain you experienced before does not rule your life. Doesn't have to rule your life. Many of you have been out there, I know, have been challenged by this, where the trust in a man, particularly by a woman, has been impacted by the abuse a man did to you before, which is totally logical and understandable. And what frustrates me is that you have to put up with it still. Part of my work with my clients is not just about the vision part, which is a big part of the work I do, is helping them create the vision and attraction of what they want to attract. That's the relationship piece that is vital. But the part before that, sometimes, is to really help them heal their inner child. Help them heal their younger self that went through that abuse, that pain, that suffering at the hands of a man who did not understand. It's also been in the hands of a woman too. This happened as well. I would dare to say, and I'm going to say this now, but it may not fit for you if you're in the middle of this journey of pain and healing, that as disjointed and dysfunctional as it was, I strongly suspect that that abuse was done, as weird as it sounds, from a place of love. That person, that adult who hurt you as a child or as a younger person, was inflicted upon you because they did not know that love could be expressed a different way. That their way of expressing that they cared about you was through that act of abuse, because that's probably what they were raised with. And this is a big thing that's on the table right now in a short talk, but it's something I want to think about. These ideas for you to consider and to sit with, particularly if you've been through abuse. Not to say you should give them an excuse, and it's not to excuse their behavior at all, but to let you have some compassion for yourself first of all, so that you can do the work then to heal your heart and your physical experience, so the pain and trauma that your body still carries no longer impacts you, can be released and relieved, so you can love fully again, because you deserve to have a healthy, honorable, deeply intimate and satisfying relationship. Whatever happened to you before does not have any impact on what's possible in the future. However, if you don't do anything about what happened in the past, it will keep playing itself out in your future. So that's the core of this message. I want you to get that. For most of us, our programming from before, and I talked about this yesterday or the day before, about how we're raised impacts our adult life of relationships. It was yesterday, I think. Well, that includes sexual abuse. That if something you were abused or hurt as a younger self will tend to propagate itself out into your future relationships unless you make a different choice. If you do work to heal it, if you take back your time, and one of those key things I recommend is spending time away from a relationship if this is up for you now, because it's not your partner's job to fix it. It's not your partner's role to help you heal unless they're a therapist, and you shouldn't date your therapist. I mean, let's be clear about this. So if you've been through that trauma before, and you may have experienced it in past relationships after that, because again, we tend to express from a place we think is loving, but the filter it comes through can be really messed up. That maybe you experienced it from other men growing up in your relationships after you were abused when you were younger, because that is the way that you've associated loving with abuse, which is why the pattern is so unhealthy and painful. So if you have been through that and you're single right now, this is the time where I recommend highly you get support and help to heal, so you don't drag that pattern into the next relationship. And you can then step into a relationship free and clear of that old history, the old patterns that were basically running the show automatically. I said yesterday in my Facebook Live about how we tend to take on inherent patterns from our adult parents that were raising us, because that's what we look at as the model in life. We look at our parents and go, oh, that's how they act, so I should act the same way. Well, as an adult, we tend to copy the patterns we learned as a kid because it's programmed into us. So if you were abused as a child, you may either seek it or express it as an adult in your next relationships. For some of you, you're going, oh crap, oh shit, you're realizing this is the truth. If it is the case for you, you've been through that, you're still doing it, please take the time to take care of yourself. Take the time to heal yourself. Take the time to get support so you don't have to carry that burden with you anymore. It's time to let go of it. It is time to let go of it. It's time to have what you really want, which is a healthy, conscious, growing, evolving relationship with a partner who respects you, loves you cleanly, without the stuff in between. Does that resonate for you? I hope it does. Again, this was from a talk earlier with a friend of mine who deals with this too. She's a specialist in MDR and a bunch of other EMDR, a bunch of other skills as well that are helping her clients heal their traumas and their history so they can actually love freely and wholly again. Wholly with a W in the front, by the way, in case you're wondering what I was going to say there. This is part of my work. It's not my specialty, but it's part of my work. If it comes up with my clients, I help them with this. I can recommend my friend who's really good at this if you want to get help with this directly. But I'm just going to say to you, if you're someone who has experienced this in the past and your fear of love is in the way of you loving in the future, then don't spend your time focusing on the fear. Do something about it and heal your heart. Now, the topic today I started with, which was way long ago now, it seems like, was about, are you afraid of love, afraid to love? This is one of those symptoms. It's not the only one. There are other places too. But are you basically afraid to open up to love, to attract a relationship again because of what happened in the past? For many of us, I went through this before, my choice of relationship was, or my choice to be in a relationship was only available to me when I was finally comfortable with what happened in the past, because I was worried about repeating myself. I didn't want to go through that again. So this piece of the puzzle for many of you is one of those challenges where you're still going to worry about repeating the same patterns again and again and again. I talked about this yesterday, but this is a different flavor of the same thing. So I trust this has been of value to you. I was just doing a quick Facebook Live because I wanted to get this out before it got dark, because I like you shooting daylight, and two, before it got too late in the evening, so people watching on the East Coast can catch this. Sit with the ideas I've suggested. If this is something that resonates for you, reach out to me. I'm here to support you. And if you feel there's anybody out there who should watch this, please share this with them as well. This is not the prettiest topic to talk about, I know, and it's not the one that's the lightest and most fun, but it is important if you've been through this. So if you just joined the broadcast late, please go back and watch from the beginning, and this will be on YouTube later on. If you're watching it there, then you probably watched from the beginning. If you have any questions or comments you want to post afterwards, please do in the comments below, and I will respond in the comments. And if you have direct questions yourself, you want to ask me offline, you can message me directly, and I'll be back again tomorrow. So if you're just joining me, and it looks like some people are joining in right now, please watch from the beginning. This is my daily broadcast of Facebook Live, number 83 in a daily series. It's getting quite a long list. Yes, messages from the masculine to inspire the feminine heart. That's the theme of these. This is number 83 in an ongoing series. So there's plenty more content before this, and there's more to go. I'll be sharing this out. If you want to share this with your friends and followers, if this message means something to your audience, please share this with them. I'll be back in tomorrow with number 84. I don't really know what the topic's going to be. Well, to be honest, these are about 10-15 minutes each, and the reason why they're not going longer is because the content tends to dissipate after about 10 or 11 minutes. Some of my broadcasts have gone longer. I've got one that went 30 minutes, which is basically a journey I'm on. This is the process of really putting out ideas out. If you want to go deeper with me, that's going to be when I'm coaching with my clients. This is more dropping ideas into the social media platform to share with ideas out and give you some things to think about. So that's what this is about. If you have questions directly, please message me. I can talk to you offline. If you want to coach with me, you can reach out to me for that too. These are really just things that I've been carrying around. I've been feeling it was time to talk about. So these are coming up every day with new ideas and different aspects of the masculine and feminine paradigm, of relationships, of feminine leadership, of this whole conversation that has been brewing for a while about love. So that's it. I hope you got value from this, and they may go longer one of these days. I can't, as answering your question, these can run about 10-12 minutes. That seems to be what happens. With the message comes through, call it spirit, call it whatever, comes through, and then it sort of ends and dissipates, and I just know it's time to end. So this is just basically the wrapping up of that. So back in tomorrow. Please reach out for any questions. If you watch my archives, I have plenty of them. The last 82 and this one, 83, will be on my Facebook business page. They're also on YouTube, and also my website on the video blog. So go to barryselby.com/video, /VLOG, or look for video blog on the navigation, and you can watch them all there. There's a lot. Another reason they're only 10-12 minutes each is because there's 80 plus of them. It will take a long time to watch all of them. Try binge watching those. All right, thanks for watching, thanks for being with me, and thanks for your questions. I'm back in tomorrow. And again, you can comment below after the broadcast is over if you have any questions, and I'll answer them there too. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye.